Hey everybody, this is Doomhammer back for some more 32 team franchise. So because I've been gone for a bit, there's been a lot of busyness with my schedule. I have been playing, but I just haven't been putting the videos together. So this is a recap of 3 straight weeks of highlights. So as you can see, in week 11, we have the Falcons taking on the Bengals, and they come away with a victory, a pick 6 there. Not one of my best games, but Bengals fall, Falcons win. Then we have an NFC East matchup between the Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. And right over the middle, we see Russell Wilson throwing the touchdown to Larry Fitzgerald, only throwing for 100 yards there, but Dallas had no problems trouncing the Eagles. Then we got the Browns taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Terrell Pryor does get injured in this game. And so we have a nice run there by Chris Johnson, making defenders miss. It is the Colts who are going to come away with the victory here, 31-24. Browns fall 2-8. Drew Brees is 284 yards and 3 touchdowns, trying to take that clear lead in the AFC South. Then we got the Detroit Lions taking on the Minnesota Vikings. And the Lions are one of the best teams in the league. They hold the best record so far. And so they come away with a victory over their rival in the NFC North. We see a 32-28 victory, a narrow victory. But plays like that, really tough. Heartbreaking there for the Minnesota Viking fans. Then we got the Patriots taking on the Ravens. And in a shocking display here, the Patriots were leading the AFC at this point, but the Ravens deliver a loss to the Patriots, 24-21. Geno Smith with 328 yards. Brady struggling against this Ravens defense. And we see Julian Edelman there, the Baltimore Raven receiver. Then we have the Giants versus the Commanders. Some more NFC East division rivalry games, and it is Mark Sanchez who gets hit as he throws, and he drops a beautiful bomb there to his wide receiver. It is 28-27 in this game. We have 4 touchdown passes by Mark Sanchez. So John Gruden with the Giants had a different starting quarterback this year with Mark Sanchez, and he's been doing great. Really solid performance for them. Then we got the 32nd overall pick, Derrick Henry, rushing it in. A nice touchdown there for the Los Angeles Rams, the Super Bowl defending champions, over Paxton Lynch, the rookie quarterback, and the Packers. Now moving on to Week 12, we've got the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Carolina Panthers. There we see a nice pass there from Ben Roethlisberger to his running back Todd Gurley, who helps them defeat the Carolina Panthers. Both teams are now 7-4. Gurley, a great receiving running back there for the Steelers. He's tough to bring down. And then we got the NFC East again. We have Philadelphia Eagles versus the New York Giants. And it is the Eagles finding a way to come away with this win. We see Teddy Bridgewater rushing up the middle there and scoring a touchdown. 34-24 is the matchup here for the Eagles. Then we have an AFC South battle with the 2-8 Texans taking on the 4-6 Titans. Neither team having a season that they really enjoyed or are wanting, but Aaron Rodgers finds a way to win, 17-7 here. The Titans move on to 5-6 as they try to put themselves in contention for the AFC South division matchup. They got to find a way to catch up with the Colts. Then we got the NFC North. We got the Vikings versus the Bears. And here we see after the loss against the Lions, the Minnesota Vikings bounce back. As you see a big catch there by Gronk, who just breaks off of 2 defenders and rushes it and runs it in for a touchdown. So 28-21 is the score here for this NFC North matchup. Gronk making some big plays here for the Vikings. Then we've got the Packers taking on the Dolphins, and it has just not been Miami's season. But for this game right here, we have the invisible receiver there, and Paxton Lynch throws a touchdown there to Santonio Holmes, 45-27. Newton threw for 4 passing touchdowns, 309 yards, all these weapons, and they still fall short. Then we got the Lions versus the Jets. The Lions, number 1 team in the league, and they stay that way. We see Tannehill dropping a dime there to his receiver. Beautiful touchdown. 35-28 is the score here. So the Lions are the first team to reach double-digit wins this season. The Jets, who are trying to get some gap between the Patriots and themselves for the AFC East, can't do it. Then we got the Colts versus the Cowboys. So again, this right here we got the Titans trying to catch up with the Colts, and the Colts fail to do their job. And a beautiful touch pass there, wonderful catch by the veteran receiver Larry Fitzgerald. Dallas moves up to 8-3. Colts fall to 6-5. Then we've got week 13. We've got Washington Commanders versus the San Francisco 49ers. It is Garrett Gilbert with his plethora of weapons there. Completes a passing touchdown to Travis Kelce, 42-21, 5 passing touchdowns from Gilbert, 339 yards. He's not the best quarterback, but boy, does he have some weapons from Kelce and Julio Jones, among others. Then we got the Vikings taking on the Buffalo Bills. So here we see the Vikings go on a 2-game win streak. A handoff there to Doug Martin gets around the Bills defenders. 38-24 victory for the Minnesota Vikings, moving up to 7-5 as they try to get into this playoff picture over the Bears and over the Packers. Then we got the Raiders taking on the Dolphins. So the Raiders here getting a 2-game win streak so far, which is great because they were the worst team in the league with 0-9 record, but they are going to get their 10th loss here against the Miami Dolphins. 38-24. Newton there completing a big pass there to Calvin Johnson Jr. He is fantastic. He is outstanding. 6-6 record, though, is not what the Miami Dolphins were hoping for, but they are able to get the win against the worst team in the league so far. Then we have the Titans versus the Colts, and the Titans are trying to get the win they need to take a tie or a lead in the division, but unfortunately they don't get it, as we see Drew Brees rolling out and running it in for a touchdown. Brees getting 42 points for the Indianapolis Colts, defeating Aaron Rodgers and the Titans. Then we have the Bengals taking on the Texans. Texans also falling these last few weeks. It is the Texans and the Raiders who have the worst record in the league. The worst record will likely have the number 1 overall pick, and it will likely be Myles Garrett, one of the best defensive players of all time. And so the Bengals delivered the 10th loss to the Houston Texans, currently sitting at the 2nd worst record in the league behind Oakland. Then we've got the Detroit Lions taking on the Carolina Panthers, and they're not able to extend that number 1 seed. They don't get their 11th win, as the Panthers are able to get their 8th win, defeating the Lions. Then we got the Ravens versus the Jaguars. Jacksonville also having a very pathetic season, going 3-8. And with that touchdown pass there thrown by Geno Smith, it is going to be another loss for the Jaguars. And the Ravens move up and try to claim that lead here in the AFC North. And Escobar there with the touchdown. Then we got the Packers taking on the Bears. Now, this is the NFC North. And so Paxton Lynch versus Carson Wentz. The two first-round rookies battling it out. And Wentz on the rollout there completes the touchdown pass to his man. And it's 34-24 Wentz over Lynch. So Cumberland with the touchdown. Then we got the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It is Russell Wilson versus Kirk Cousins, 2 quarterbacks drafted in 2012. And he hands the ball off there to Adrian Peterson in a tight game, 15-14. We have the Cowboys winning. Now, the Buccaneers do have Darren McFadden on an injury, so he's out for the rest of the year. That's a big loss for them. And now we got the Patriots versus the Jets here in Week 13. And they're both competing to be the AFC East leader. And the Patriots fail to come through. Alex Smith gets the victory here. Huge win for the New York Jets. And so here we have the standings so far here in Week 14. We got the New York Jets leading the East with 8-4. Patriots on a bye week now at 7-6. The Bills and the Dolphins have a chance to overcome the Patriots after 3 straight losses. Then we have the Ravens and Bengals currently fighting it out for first place in the North, with the Steelers 1 game behind them, and Cleveland is actually in the hopefully Myles Garrett sweepstakes if they're able to keep losing. Then we have the Colts, who are 2 games ahead in the AFC South after defeating the Titans. Titans are the only chance at overcoming the Colts here, because I doubt that the Jacksonville Jaguars will turn it up and be able to overcome a 4-game gap. And then the Texans, they're right now the 2nd worst team in the league. Then we got the Denver Broncos at 6-6 and the Chargers at 6-6. Those two are fighting it out. So Jared Goff, the new rookie quarterback, the number 1 overall pick, versus Sam Bradford and the Broncos. You got Blake Bortles also fighting for probably one of the last number 1 overall picks. They're 3-9. Raiders are 2-10. Then we got Dallas over here with a 2-game lead, 9-3. And the Commanders and Giants are 7-5. Eagles falling short this season with a 5-7 record as they have new quarterback Teddy Bridgewater trying to fill in Donovan McNabb's shoes. Then you got the Detroit Lions at 10-3, and then all of the NFC North is above 500 and all having 7 wins. Chicago with that extra loss there, they're going to have a bye week here. But it's the Packers and the Vikings that are in the wild card hunt, because I think it's going to be difficult for them to catch the Lions, but it's possible. Then you got the Panthers with Joe Flacco at 8-4. They did draft Connor Cook in the second round to possibly replace Flacco, but Flacco has been doing his job, and he has them 2 games ahead in their division. You got the Buccaneers, who are kind of on the outskirts, trying to find their way to usurp the Panthers. Then you got the Saints and Falcons at 5-7. Then you got the Rams, defending Super Bowl champions, about a half game ahead of the Seahawks, who are 7-6. 49ers are at 6-6, and then the Cardinals at 4-8. When we take a look at the league leaders, which we're actually going to do it from this view, it's Cam Newton, Breeze, Brady, Carr, and Rodgers. However, Brady will fall down a bit because he's going to have a bye week, the last bye week of the game, or of the season. Then we got Aaron Rodgers leading the way with touchdowns, with Carr, Newton, and Brady all with 30 or more. When we look at interceptions, Matt Ryan and Garrett Gilbert are leading the league there. Matt Ryan having a really bad year. And the most sacked quarterback is Jimmy Garoppolo with the Falcons, Mariota, Rodgers, Newton, and Brady getting the most sacks with over 21. Then we got the running backs. We got Jay Ajayi with the Lions, the number 1 team in the league. He's having a great terrific season, almost 1,100 yards already. And then you got Kevin Smith, Bradshaw, Richardson, Spiller, Matthews, so forth. Touchdowns is the Eagles, Giovanni Bernard. Then we look at receiving. We got Julio Jones and Calvin Johnson Jr., no question about that. Who's at top, but Julio Jones has been carrying Garrett Gilbert. You got Tyreek Hill, who's on track for Rookie of the Year potentially with his 963 yards and his, I think he's like second in touchdown receptions. Hilton, Harvin also there. Yep, and Tyreek Hill is second in touchdowns, so not bad for the rookie. We look at drops. Leading leader there is Jamison Crowder from the Ravens. Then we look at the tackles. It's Kenny Phillips with 85, Bobby Wagner, Patrick Chung, Shamarko Thomas, who's been filling in wonderfully for the Steelers, and then Ryan Mundy with 80 or more tackles. Sacks, we got Dante Fowler Jr. The previous, I believe, it was the Rookie of the Year. Then you got Derek Morgan, Griffin, Ziggy Ansah, and Vernon, all with 8.5 or more. Interceptions, we got Mark Barron and Xavier Rhodes with 5, and then a bunch of them with 4. When looking at award races, we got Coach of the Year, which is right now Mike Shanahan leading the way. We got Chip Kelly right behind him. We got the new Roman Pfeiffer is the head coach of the Panthers, I believe. Giants is John Gruden. Patriots, Bill Belichick. We got Cam Newton, Rodgers, Carr, Mariota, and Griffin. I'm surprised Mariota's up there. But Cam Newton, he's been terrific. Definitely a MVP candidate. Then you got Julio Jones, Tyreek Hill, Johnson Jr., Gurley, and Johnson for Rookie of the Year there. Offensive Player of the Year, excuse me. Everson Griffin leading the way for 9.5 sacks for Defensive Player of the Year with Dante Fowler right behind him. Offensive Rookie of the Year is definitely looking at Tyreek Hill. Derrick Henry's up there. Zeke with the Ravens. Braxton Miller has been throwing touchdowns, catching touchdowns, running touchdowns in. He's been kind of a dual threat, gadget player. Carson Wentz right there in top 5. William Jackson III having 10 pass deflections and 4 picks for the Lions, who are the number 1 team. They're leading the way with Justin Simmons. Is he a rookie this year? He is also a rookie. That's defensive rookie of the year. So Simmons also right there because he's been doing great. Darren Lee, Joey Bosa, Blake Martinez. Then I'll just go quickly through this because you can take a look at who is leading each position. Then Pro Bowl voting. I know there's a lot that still has to take place here, but these are some of the leaders for Pro Bowl here in week 14. So still a lot more season to go. Got 5 more weeks. But here's where we stand right now. Oh, there's only 2 punters that qualify. That's funny. I guess I don't punt a lot, huh? And so here we have the draft order. We got the Raiders, who do have multiple picks. They got a pick in the 5th round from the Colts and from the Eagles. You got the Texans with the 2nd overall pick, and they got a pick from Pittsburgh. Jaguars looking at number 3. Chiefs, Browns, Cardinals. Then we have the Titans, who gave up their 1st and 2nd round pick to the Titans to get Aaron Rodgers. And so the Chargers have a lot of draft capital. They have right now 2 picks in the top 11, so we'll see how that turns out for them. Falcons at number 8. Eagles are at number 9, so not really where they wanted to be. Saints, we got the Chargers. We know their picks. Titans only have those 4. Dolphins, Bills. And we won't go too far, but yeah, I mean, right now the big board, or I don't know which one's better. So mock draft, we'll go to mock draft 2. So right now it could be Myles Garrett going to Oakland. I know Jamal Adams maybe to the Browns. We'll see if they decide to do a good pick or a bad pick. But yeah, anyone who has number 1 overall pick will get Myles Garrett. So that's gonna be a good prize if you suck enough. So there you have it. This is the 3-week review. So from week 11, 12, and 13, I'm working through week 14. So thanks for your patience. But yeah, if you like this series, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Again, this has been an ongoing franchise for the last almost 6 years. So thanks for watching, and we're gonna keep this series going. Looking forward to what will come. Especially, I'm going to try to see if I can speed this up a little bit and try to get to the end of the year and off season so I can start the next season in Madden 27. But thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.